we are here advocating on behalf of the residents. We're going to help them organize. We're going to help them with a resident association so they can have their input of what's going on with their housing in the future and going forward. So without further ado, we have asked, and we have several Zoom with some of you in the room with the Congressman. And what things we asked him to do, he have done. He sent a letter to HUD, the secretary, asking for her different questions and asking her about what is going on in Atlantic City. To no avail, 4 other more letters, no response. Now we find out that she's resigned.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and I want you all to give yourself a round of applause. That's what happens with organizations and working together and everybody playing their role. As long as everybody stay in the right lane, we won't have no accidents.
That's right.
So I just want to, we're going to be doing some walkthroughs, we're going to have some questions and everything, but first we want to do the rules of engagement. It's very important that we all respect one another, talk one at a time, because it's it's emotional time now, because we're talking about your health and your human rights violations. So we want you to be clear on your questions. If you don't get an answer right now, his staff as well as us, we will find the answer for you. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. Please just talk one at a time. Be short about your question because we're going to be walking through the community because we're on a time frame. So without further ado, I want to say, just announce a couple people in the room. Okay. Well, we have standing next to me, she's a resident commissioner. Charmaine Hall. Give her a round of applause. Very active, representing everybody on that board, Atlantic City Housing Authority board. You don't have too many people on that board speaking up for you. This is a resident, and she has been doing it. So I wanted to say that. A former executive director, Matt Johnson. And this is, you know, some people get retaliated against, some people get threatened. They did him a bad job.
Yes.
But he's still supporting you as residents, and that's very important. Councilman Tibbet has been very vocal on this issue, and we want to let him know that we appreciate everything he's been doing, getting the word out about the conditions and everything in the Housing Authority. That's very important. Also, Councilwoman LaToya Dunstan. And I have to let you know the people that's been active on the front line, because all the time, the people that haven't been active come out front. But we want to let you know these are the people that's been, this is what they look like and this is what they've been doing. Michelle Post. If she wasn't writing it and we wasn't sending it to the congressman, they would have said, you're lying. So the truth, they've heard from you, they interviewed you. Also, NJ Spotlight is here. We want to thank them. You know, and especially all of you, the residents here. And if I miss anybody, you know, as we go through, I'll mention their name. Also, Harry Hurley has been very, 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 very vocal on this. So let's give him a round of applause. We have a councilman of this board. This board is Khalil Shabazz. We want to thank everybody without further ado, so we can get on with your questions, because it's about you today. It's not about the politics. It's about getting things done. Your human rights violation. And the reason why we got in touch with the congressman is because the Atlantic City Housing Authority received the funds from Washington, D.C. When you have a congressman, Van Drew, that oversees their budgets and vote on it so they can get the money down to you as residents. You also have your senators, Senator Cory Booker and Senator Menendez. All of them have been contacted. This is the only man in the United States that came through with his word and say he's going to be here in March, and he's here, and we want to thank you for that.
good to be with you, and I know you all aren't here to hear long speeches from me, but this is a couple things I wanted to accomplish today. One of them is just to see firsthand. Years ago, I was here with Mr. Councilman Shabazz, and I'm back. And the reason I'm back is because what's happening is wrong. This isn't a Republican issue. It's not a Democrat issue. It's not a political issue. It is a human issue. It's about people. It's about children, disabled folks, senior citizens, and people who've been part of our community and have contributed. And we all, as human beings, are deserved to be treated decently. We all have certain rights. This is the 21st century. And to hear what's going on in this housing complex, it's just wrong. It disgusts me and it makes me angry. I want to thank Matt, and I want to, by the way, he's thanking everybody else. It wasn't for Steve Young. You always need a leader. If you don't have a leader in a particular issue, you don't get anywhere. We're all on the same page. If you need a leader, Steve has been that leader. He's contacted our office many times. He is relentless. He cares about you. He cares about this issue. I know the council people do as well. And I'm just glad to be here. You know what strikes me about all of this? I mean, sometimes folks make mistakes, things don't get done, but this has been going on for years. And what strikes me about all this is something is just wrong. You know, no bid contracts go out. They come back, the bid is awarded, and the work's not done. Now, I've heard of instances when that happens once, but it happens over and over again. And it's huge amounts of money. And frankly, as Americans, we all have the right to know that the money that we contribute, our taxes, is going to what it's supposed to do in a good cause. And it just ain't happening here. And what else is wrong is when somebody complains about it, they're pushed down, they're pushed aside. We've seen it with executive directors. We saw it with Matt.
Absolutely.
And that's wrong.
That's right.
And damn it, we have to be together, shoulder to shoulder, saying we're not going to put up with it. So Steve's right. We contacted Marsha Fudge over and over again. We are the ones that asked for the audit. And we did get the audit done. And you do know, I hope you know, I mean, not that it's a good thing to know, but it's the reality. It was one of the worst audits they ever saw at HUD federally. One of the very worst. You know, sometimes you score an 80, a 90. God, if you're doing things right, you get 100. It's not impossible to do well on these audits. A 70, yeah. You know what your audit came out, the number? 40. 40. I don't care where you go to school, man, that's a failure. We can do so much better than that. I have to say, you know, I'd be sad that Marsha Fudge is leaving. She was the head of HUD, but she just wasn't doing the job for us. We contacted them. We finally got the audit done. But then when we said, hey, this isn't enough, we can't wait another 6 months and another 6 months. You know, we do a study, and then we study the study, and then we decide to do one more study to study both of them. It's enough. You know something's wrong. You don't have to be a genius. People deserve heat. They deserve hot water. They deserve windows that are not broken. They deserve not to have vermin in their homes. They deserve to have a home that isn't full of mold and mildew. They deserve to have a home that doesn't have lead in it. They deserve to have a home that doesn't have leaky pipes. And I'm only mentioning some of it. You all know it. You live it. And we're tired of it. So that's why we're here. I'm here to make an announcement. I haven't announced it anywhere else to anybody else because I want you to know this. So as soon as we get a new director of HUD, obviously we're going to be working hard, pushing hard, holding their feet to the fire. They're going to continue March. They're supposed to be coming out with another announcement of how that 6 months, which was 6 months too long, what was accomplished, what's going on here, what was done, are conditions a lot better or not. But more importantly, there's just something wrong. I'm not gonna say it's corruption, by the way. You should just know that over 70-some people were arrested in the New York City Housing Authority. And I'm talking to my friends in New York, who I work with, to see what legislation we can do as well. We are spending hundreds of millions of dollars across the country to take care of people and house them, and we're wasting it. Not only here, but at other locations. The second thing, I have a letter here. Anybody's welcome. We can get your copies through Steve. What I am asking for today, and I'm putting them on notice, and we've already had interaction with them, is the Inspector General of the United States of America of the Housing Authority to do an investigation into the The time, it's the place, and we need action.
Yes.
And I'm so, you know what? Just like you all, I'm sick of sending letters to HUD. And either you don't get a response, or say it's on hold, or waiting, or they're looking. So we're going to hold the Inspector General's feet to the fire. We are also looking, I have some of my team here, we are looking at legislation. Maybe doing it independently, maybe doing it with New York City. It's got to stop.
Yes.
So I'm here to tell you, I'm engaged. It's not just words, and it isn't politics. It isn't politics. I don't care about the politics. Frankly, I don't care who you vote for. This is about just doing the right thing.
Yes.
So we're going to take a walk around today. We're going to look firsthand.
Yeah, we can answer a couple
Some
questions.
questions?
And then we can walk. We would like for everybody to just raise your hand. I will recognize you, and then ask the question, and then we move to the next
Let
one.
me see, just one thing about that. I have this crazy notion. It sounds like you can't believe it. It doesn't, like, wouldn't be true for a politician. I always tell the truth. I know that's hard to believe, but I'm not BSing you, I do. So if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know. I have 1, 2, 3 staff people here. That's how important I thought it was. They're going to take notes on this. And if we don't know the answer to your question, we will get you the answer. Okay? Okay, let's go.
And what he said is actually the truth. He's here. That's truth. And that's all we have to just stand on, continue to stand on. So first person with a question. Yes, ma'am.
How you doing? My name is Erica Davis. I've been here 5 years. And it's got Section 8, 51. I would just like to know, if I can't find that in February, March, April, May, June, July, they give you 20 days and 60 days in extension 120. I am looking because I know they have to turn them down. So if I don't find something on that time, which I'm going to get the dates and everything I want, so I'm going to do my footwork, will I have to leave here or will I get another extension? Or y'all don't know? That's what I have to ask.
I don't know, but we can try to find out for you. Again, they're taking these answers down. So what I'm going to do is, for the questions I don't have specific good answers for, we're going to work. Steve, we'll get the answer. We'll give it to Steve. We'll give the answer to Steve, and then Steve, you'll make sure to get it out to the folks. Okay?
And we have a meeting next week for Stanley Holmes Village residents, organizing and talking about information and discussion, and that's going to be on Tuesday the 19th from 5 to 6 right here. So we continue to move forward, as well as going to Washington, D.C. on the 28th, and you can sign up.
And we will also share, by the way, if you don't see me in Washington that day, I'm not going to be available because we have other district issues we're working on. It's not that I don't care. I would love to be there and help you. I'm not there. We're not there that day. We're not voting. So I just wanted you to know that. Also, we will share that information with all the council members. Okay? Just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Thank you. Do you have a question?
I have a problem here. I sat in my house for 3 days, listening to something keep sizzling, right? The contractors, they keep fixing the pipes on Martin Luther King's side. And they're not getting no results. I have no heat, no hot water. And it's been months. Like today's is Friday, office is closed. We're not going to get no heat with them little radiators they gave us. It's cold.
Thank God it's got a little warm side up.
At 4 o'clock, it's cold. In my place, I live downstairs, it's cold. You have to close the doors. It's cold. tired of this.
Again, this is
Why
something
are
that's
we
wrong.
paying
It's
rent? Why are we still paying rent for these conditions?
I agree. I don't think you should be paying the rent until these things are fixed. I know we worked on that. You got some rebates, but we'll do everything we
We
can.
shouldn't have
If
to
you got a
pay rent.
specific, again, talk to him, get a specific question,
I'm
and we
ate
will
up
make
with
sure the
bugs,
contract
I'm
is.
ate up with bugs. The place is falling apart. On Martin Luther King's side, there's 2 piles of water from this pipe and busted. It came on my side. That's what I've been hearing.
Look, the pipes need to be fixed, the exterminators need
They
to
keep
come.
coming,
The money is there.
Yeah.
See, this is different for me, and that's fine. I'm happy to be here. My job is to deliver the money. We deliver the money, but the money's not being used the right way. So, we'll go here.
I'm Miss Ellis, I live at 1618 Adriatic. Once again, no heat and no hot water this morning. We have none. Okay? This is out.
Excuse me, one at a time, please, go ahead.
Yeah. What are we supposed to do? It's getting ridiculous. People gotta go to work. For us that work, nobody wants to keep carrying hot to hot water upstairs.
I just said, if you got, if
Excuse
you
me,
get a
one
diapers
at
case,
a time.
if you get a diapers case, the diapers coming to your house
I'm gonna come
and you
to
don't
you.
have no hot water, you get in trouble.
I'm gonna come to you next, but I'm gonna go to you now, and then you next, man. Yes, you have a question?
We also, and I'm glad my chief of staff reminded me, we are sending a request. It doesn't mean they'll do it, they've been doing the wrong thing, that no rent should be taken until these issues. We're going to request that. God help us, I don't know what they're doing, but we will push it.
Okay, you have a question?
I have a question, I just want to know,
Excuse me, one at a time, please.
Okay, I just want to know, my name is Tiffany Brown, live in the First Village, which is off MLK and Mediterranean. I just want to know, why haven't city council held hearings to get to the bottom of the mishaps with the AC Housing Board members? And this is a message for all council members that's here. that maybe they have
I will let
answer.
them answer that.
Appreciate it.
Green is your district?
This Wednesday, the Housing Authority is making a presentation before City Council at 5 o'clock. Everyone's invited. It's a public meeting, as you know, and the questions that you are asking, we're going to ask them to present. This Wednesday at 5 o'clock, council chambers, which everyone knows is the second floor of City Hall.
And let me be clear, we're very willing to work with the mayor and the city council on any of the issues.
Okay, we have another resident.
Mr.
I'm gonna get you.
Regarding that.
I want to know, there was proposed property, 4-block radius, New Jersey, Mediterranean, Baltic, and that Delaware, that was a proposed property for us to be moved. Now, all of a sudden, it's taken away. By whom? Don't know. They're going to put recreation there, so it's being said. How did they come about? CRDA has a lot of property around here that they own. Why can't they put this recreation center on that property? Why did they take that property back from Housing Authority or whomever they gave it to for the Atlantic City residents of the Stanley Holmes Village? Why did they take that property back from them to build the now recreation center? That's what I want to know. Is that
And
property-
that's a good question. We definitely want to follow up with that, because we heard the same thing.
Yeah.
As we organize, we're going to put all these questions together. Yes, you have a question?
And that's a good idea. All the questions come together, all the answers will come out. Some of them are not under anything that we do in Washington, but we'll again still try to help, okay? To get to the bottom.
Okay, she has a
I
question.
think she just said the same thing I was going. What I really wanted to know is what parts is going to be torn down and what's not. You know, are we going to still have a home? Which is coming down? The extension, all of it, or nothing?
Well, listen, that's a good question. That's why you need,
And
with
when?
all this, real professionals, good planning, because what you want to do is when those things take place, this stuff does need to be torn down, and we do need new housing. And it needs to be seamless, which that means is that you're in your home until that's completed, and then you just gently go right into the new housing. That's the way it should happen, and I don't trust with what everything has been happening for it to work that way. I mean, you know, I was shocked on top of all the things when they we're feebly trying to fix something, not doing it really well, all of a sudden, some of you all found out that you had to go to a hotel, and again, what were you going to do with your pets, what were you going to do with your cooking and everything else in your life? You need to be respected. So that's part of the respect thing. So that should be shared with the council, with the mayor, with all of us to know what the plan is going to be into the future. And these are all things that are usually worked out right here. That's what the executive director should be doing. We should have here's the deal. You have a short-term plan to fix the immediate needs. You need heat, you need hot water, you gotta get rid of the bugs, you gotta get rid of the rats, you gotta get rid of all that stuff, the mold, the lead, etc. Long-term, how are we transitioning into better housing? We've been talking about that. I've been hearing about it for years. I don't see any action on it. And all I know is we're spending a lot of money, but nothing's trickling down into it.
And from now on, from this minute on, we've given notice to the Housing Authority, HUD, and everybody else. Any plan should come from the residents. You are affected the most. If it don't come from you, don't get signed off on it, don't do nothing unless it's from the residents. So you have to know first, because none of them would have a job or HUD wouldn't be existent if it wasn't for the residents. Okay, you got Councilman, you have something to say?
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. Excuse my appearance. I was somewhere else. Hey. And then came, but I want to piggyback off of Ms. Brown's statement in regards to City Council. As everyone knows, I am a sitting council member alongside of Councilman Shabazz, and we have Commissioner Dorsey here, and we have also in the back, we have Councilwoman Marshall, who is also Commissioner, the Chair of Housing Authority. And you stated why wouldn't, and I've received a lot of calls, why wouldn't I stand up for a hearing in regards to Housing Authority? I just wanted on the record that my city attorney solicitor told me that I was conflicted because I am a resident. So what you're going through, I'm going through too. Understand it. So it's not that we don't want to hold hearings. I am conflicted according to my solicitor until I get other...
Are other council people conflicted? Or are you the only one?
Excuse me, one at a time.
What I was getting to that. What I will say is if I'm conflicted, it should be several others based on whether they work there, whether they have family there. It should be a lot of conflict. My issue that I wanted to speak on when everyone came to the meeting and asked about the hearings regarding Stanley, not where I live, about Stanley. Not that I don't feel for you guys and I empathize and I understand and I'm standing strong. I don't walk in front of you or behind you. I walk side by side. Each and every one of you in here know me in some way, shape, or form. I'm always happy to see mine right here. When I was out there, she would bring me back together and been a resident. Whether we were in the courts, whether it was Pitney, whatever housing project, we all came from it. So we know what this process looked like when it comes from condemning it, removing people. What I will say again, I'm conflicted. As of right now, I'm the only one. You still have 8 others that can call these hearings. I heard Councilman Shabazz say that it is a meeting at the Housing Authority, but I think with the young lady...
They're going to be at the council meeting.
Or at the council meeting,
Yes,
with
ma'am.
the authority.
Yes.
But I think what they're asking, and correct me if I'm wrong, why haven't us as city council invoked our right to hold hearings just like we did for the MUA, we did for the school board, we did for other entities? Why haven't we done it for the Housing Authority? I think that's what the question, but again, I'm conflicted, so I won't be a part of the hearings if they have it until my outside attorney give me other opinions. But again, everyone know how to find me, reach me some way, shape. Again, I feel with you.
And we run short on time, so we got a few more questions, but we're going to hear from you're next. You go ahead.
My name is Charmaine Hall. I'm Commissioner on the Atlanta City Housing Authority Board. And I also understand what you all are going through, because as a resident on the board, I get tapped on both ends. Because I'm trying to stand up for the residents and speak for you guys and myself with the hot water, the bed bugs, no heat. I lived for a year with no heat over there at Busby. And the new construction that is going on over there at Busby. They just getting money but not doing a good job. And like you all said, When are we gonna move? How are we gonna go back home? Y'all have been to, some of you have been to our commissioner meetings. Y'all had asked the chairwoman, y'all had asked the commissioner board, what, y'all questions, y'all never got no answer. Every time you guys come, they have no answer for you guys. They always look at us like being mad and angry, or we being combative. But they don't understand what we're living through because none of them on the commissioner board live there, but me and Eli. And he also is out, his house and his family live in a hotel somewhere, and they still charging him rent. But I'm saying this to say this, is that Stanley Home residents that is taking the Section 8 vouchers, Representative, I don't understand why they have to pay their security deposit. When they're being, no, hold up, wait a minute, not you. I'm saying some resident had came to our board that they had to pay security deposit for moving into Section 8, moving out. But I'm saying Stanley Home should be different, that they shouldn't have to pay the security deposit because they're not moving out because they want to move out. Some of them are moving out because of the condition of the home. So I'm just asking for those residents, the ones that still want to pay $2,700 or $5,000 to move out, okay, but some residents don't have that kind of money at a short period of time to get that money up. So I want something that can be done for the residents that do have to move because of the condition of their home and may not can get that kind of money up. Because when some people that are waiting on Section 8, they have been waiting for years and had enough time to see.
Can't the housing authority work with them and help them on
They said,
this?
no, you can ask the chairperson, she said they don't supply it.
Okay.
I've got something to say. What happened to the 25% rebate?
Excuse me, 1 second, please. It's very important, we got enough time for 2 more questions, and listen everyone, you'll be able to ask some questions as we walk, so, and you probably can get a one-to-one answer. So, we got 2 more questions, you had your hand up.
How about this? I'm a resident.
All 3 of us have questions.
How about they pick and choose who they wanted to give Section 8 to, and the rest of us gotta wait this weekend to reapply, and I'm one of them. So where you go to the computer, first of all, I don't even know what I'm doing on the computer, that's one. 2, it's gonna crash, everybody,
Some of the 500
they
people.
publicly posted it, so it's gonna be hell getting on there.
Yep.
But why do I have to apply on the computer, why the rest of them gotta put the letter in the mail?
And we will have an answer to your question on that, and most of those questions, we're gonna have to have on Tuesday, come to the meeting. Get the information. No, well, on time-wise for the congressman. The congressman here let me explain this. To bring attention to what's going on. This man right here has been very active towards getting it out nationally. So now Washington hearing from us. So with that, we're going to start walking if you don't mind.
Okay,
and,
one more question, please. When you say in your mind, this is important, and everybody's equal in here, and that's something y'all already need.
Go ahead.
This is the boss on side. Boss is important. I'm 51 years old, right? I only been here 5 years, and what she's saying is very true. Because I got my Section 8. I was called 3 times already. I got it February 1st. When is it? 3 times they called me. I'm getting off my bike and do my footwork. But this has nothing to do with Pitney and 6 rooms in from my plans I was living in for 6 years before I moved here. First day from apartment. No. They got 10,000 in Section 8 to move. So my Section 8, do I have to pay for me to move my stuff? Because I get $1,000 a month. My is out since I was 40. I retired from a guy. So I got the money to move, but why should I compare? Or why should anybody? Now she been here longer than me, I've been 5 years. Why she don't got Section 8 for me? So we all equal. I got my Section 8 February the 1st. So I got to the end of July. My birthday July the age of 52. I'm not gonna break my neck.
And again, those questions will be answered, but you have the power. They're going to do what you tell them to do. Have that strength. So we're going to have the question.
It's been allowed to stay to the end.
Listen up, everybody.
To take Section 8, you're saying the vote, you're saying like the way they wanted to move it. We're going to be allowed to stay here to the end. You're saying to get comfortable with what we're doing so we can make it our home. Not every time we run around, we got to bounce from this place to that place, that Section 8. I don't want Section 8. You say I never applied for Section 8. You say I just was where, you say it's a way to live. I'm 59 years old. I've been inside this housing authority since they bring in here, with the projects.
Excuse me, everybody, please.
Short Park came, that's how long I live in this side house. The only thing I'm saying, I just want somebody comfortable that I can call my home, that I can die in, you know what I'm saying? Steady, you know, it's, you know, going through, I go through every day, the way I live every day. It's like we live in a van, though. You say we live inside, this is like not living on the outside. You say we live inside, we have nothing, no electricity, no hot water, no stoves, no refrigerators is broke down. You name it, we going through everything. Mice, roaches. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. You know, and I mean, only thing I would know is we're allowed to stay to the end. So we have to get up and worry every day. You say, where we might be, oh, Chris, you gotta take this Section 8, or you're not going to where we put you out somewhere. What do I
Well,
say?
that's why you should be part of the plans of what the housing authority is going to do. My job is to make sure the money gets delivered and to make sure there's not corruption and to make sure that the things that need to be fixed are getting fixed.
Yeah.
I don't know why we send all this money, but then nothing gets done. The heating systems are wrong. They're not fit for the actual job they're supposed to be doing. Why aren't the pipes fixed? Why don't we have the exterminators in? All those things.
I'm gonna fix this stuff. I had to go the other day, I had to get blinds. The blinds was $40. The front one, I had to get locks to the door. The locks they gave me is dollar locks out of the dollar store. You're saying, anybody gonna make the key?
You're gonna have this meeting.
Push the door, be boom,
You're
boom,
gonna have
in.
this meeting coming up. Gotta get answers in that.
Bring those
Steve will digest all this stuff. We will have any of the things that are appropriate for us. You will get to my staff, and then we will get you the answers at the federal level for what you want to know. The money comes from the feds, but a lot of these decisions.
Listen,
Let me
everybody.
read that order.
Listen,
I
everybody.
think I hear you when you're talking over him.
The money comes from the federal government, but a lot of these decisions are made locally. But since good decisions frankly aren't being made, then you step in and say, hey, we're going to investigate why they aren't being made, and if you want to get the money, not you, but them, then you got to do the job. So we've been doing this for years. I don't even know where all the money goes. I guess the stuff that breaks after it's put in. I know the heating systems, you got to have the proper contractors. You got to make sure that you got the proper specs, the proper bids, and the proper people who are contractors doing the job. And all those questions then will be much easier to answer.
So we want to thank everybody for coming here. We're going to take a walk.
I had a
with
I have a question.
Okay, one second.
It's for the residents.
Excuse me, 1 second. 1 second. It's very important that y'all come to the meeting. If you want to know information about your living conditions, you have to know, you have to be organized and strategized. So that's a major role because you may not be understanding everything we're talking about, but we can explain it to you.
But Steve, I try to make all the meetings. They created, we put the papers in the doors. You don't really see the papers, no meetings going down. I don't even know, I'm on my own time. Listen, I'm disabled.
Okay, we got enough time for 2 more questions. and we really got to go.
Let's answer that real quick. The meeting should be well advertised. And it should be disseminated to every single resident. And if it's not, Steve, you can help us make sure that it is. Even if some folks don't want you there, we gotta get, they've gotta let you know what's going on so that you can come out here in full force.
So those 2 questions, you and then, yes, ma'am.
My name is Tanisha Bailey. I'm a Section 8 participant. For 20 years, I've been requesting to become a first-time buyer. For 10 years, due to the situation that happened with the prior inspectors that was there and the fraud that had took place, I never got a chance. The Section 8 home ownership program was shut down. It's been a standstill. I've been on this program receiving retaliation, program abuse, intimidation, all types of abuse just been taking place. All of the participants from the Section 8 office has painted a perception about me that I'm emotionally unstable, I'm confrontational every time I complain about my landlords not completing their obligation as owners. They're receiving all the money from the voucher, they're not fulfilling their obligation. Codes is being passed that shouldn't be being passed. Fire inspections is being passed that haven't been that shouldn't be being passed. I experienced this with my grandmother dying in the Section 8 house through a fire, never got no resolution, never got no compensation. I'm experiencing the same thing over and over again, and I'm getting nothing but backlash. I'm getting it from the city. I'm getting it from the housing authority. I'm getting it from the community because the people in my community is painting a picture like I'm out of my mind because I'm complaining about some of the things that I'm experiencing in this town, the public corruption that nobody wants to speak about. If the director can get that much scrutiny put on her, what is the tenants being done to? The things that I'm experiencing physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually is unbelievable in this town. And I'm speaking up today because I'm not ahead of y'all in the village and I'm not behind y'all, I'm beside y'all. And y'all get ready to take these vouchers and there's nowhere to go in South Jersey with these vouchers. The landlords is not fulfilling their obligation, the caseworkers is not enforcing the contract, and the commissioners is not doing their job, they're lining their pockets. I want y'all to know I'm here speaking out today because I don't want my voucher being jeopardized. I don't want to wind up homeless in the street or missing on the street. So this is my convey that I'm here speaking out about today.
I am a community activist. I pretty much keep them informed of what's going on with students. To get me out here, I do a podcast every night. A lot of the residents from the city were complaining about they were giving vouchers. Some were giving vouchers, some wasn't. The other half that were giving vouchers had to do a background check, a criminal check, a credit check before they can get their voucher. They had to be placed on a waiting list for 120 days before they can even be determined if they're going to get their vouchers. This is what they're doing to the community. Now, I am a housing authority recipient, and I was living in a unit without a code enforcement violation, without code enforcement CO for 9 years. I've been fighting this fight that I'm out here helping y'all fight for over 7-8 years because they let me stay there without a CO.
You're living there without a certificate of occupancy?
Yes, I don't have money. And it's on paper. And it's on paper. It's on paper. So, you know, how are they gonna make these people move? Give them a credit check. Make them do criminal. They know they ain't been in a landlord until they've been living under y'all scrutiny for all these years. They don't have no landlord and tenant. So why are they going through all this rigmarole? And there's no houses out here because I had to downsize my certificate to find a place to pursue me and my children. Because the house was falling apart and there was no CO in there. So what are we going to do to that problem to help the residents find a place?
We have some suggestions for that, and we need to know those issues, bring it to the meeting because we can help everybody else, because people that went through it, you know best.
How about a new idea though, they just take the place up, fix it, so you can get a CO? What you have to do in the
The
private.
landlord's not doing their job. When they say they're right, the landlord's not, it's like it's a domino effect. The landlord's not doing their job, the administrator's not doing their job.
Thank you very much. Some of y'all can walk with us next.